guys, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm going to start with a non-spoiler review before getting into spoilers if you haven't seen the movie yet. I absolutely love this movie. I can't wait to talk about it. It was so much better than I was expecting, really, in every way. I disagree a lot with the criticisms of, oh, there wasn't a big bad and this and that. I thought the use of the characters was awesome. Um, I think people need to remember comic book movies are supposed to be adaptations of comic books. In comic books, characters come back, goofy stuff happens. Not every issue of a comic book is some major world ending event. And I think this is a great example of a movie that's like, it felt like a comic book movie in real life in all the best ways. Um, where would I rank it in terms of like versus the other live action movies? High. I think this is better than all the live action movies except Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey. I think I'd probably maybe still have ahead of it, but it's really close and that's really just for nostalgia. I got to watch those movies again. This movie was really really good. The cinematography, just the way the movie looks off the bat, the color palette looks totally different. It looks, I think, way more like real life than the Sony movies did. Obviously, way more adult movie. He's older, but it just was better. It didn't have, there were like no clunky scenes. It just kept going and going. It was 2.5 hours, but it felt quick. I was never bored, not even close to bored in this movie. My one critique is the trailers. I'm really disappointed I watched the trailers. Definitely didn't give away the movie, but there were times where I'm kind of like, oh, I know what's coming now. I saw the trailer. And they would have been huge surprises. To not know that the Punisher and the Hulk were in this movie would have been unbelievable. At least save the Hulk part, I think. The Punisher's in it a lot, so you kind of have to market him as a star. You can't hide him, I get it. But the Hulk part, I found no reason to be revealed in the trailer. I think Spider-Man and the Punisher, people are going to see this movie already. And I think Sony is doing a huge disservice by continuing to make these trailers. I think honestly, this is the kind of the worst example of a trailer ruining things potentially since BVS, which I think is always will be the winner. Nothing will be worse than spoiling the Wonder Woman entrance in BVS in the trailer. But I really, really think if you haven't seen the trailers, this movie is like 10 times better. And between No Way Home and this, I think unfortunately we knew just way too much going into the movie. Obviously, seeing Michael Mando back as Scorpion was great. I love Scorpion. I thought he was great on the animated show that they just made. He's really menacing. I think a lot more menacing, kind of like similar to Doc Ock because he has like the tail, but a really good character. I kind of wanted to see more of him. Like I said, the critique about there not being a huge big bad, I completely disagree with. I think I really like the way they handled it. It's a different formatted movie. Comparing it to the Avengers, for example, right? Avengers 1 and 2 had the typical superhero formula where you fight at the end like this big army of creatures. The reasons why Infinity War and Endgame were so much better, not just because they were better in general, but because the endings of the movies, you didn't know what was going to happen. It wasn't just some generic battle. It reminds me of this. It wasn't just some generic ending where he's fighting um, the same characters. And this is the ninth live action movie. I don't know why people wanted just. We've already had movies with Green Goblin, with Doc Ock. We've had Sandman. We've got Scorpion in this movie. We had a movie with the Vulture. We had a movie with Mysterio. Like we've gotten big bads. I don't know why people are so opposed to this movie being a little bit different. Um, Another thing that I love about this movie is that it's a good Spider-Man movie, it's a good MCU movie, and it's a good Marvel movie. Let me explain. I think this is a good Spider-Man movie on its own. It really touches on Peter Parker, really touches on Spider-Man on both elements. It doesn't really lean too heavy on one or the other. It's a good MCU movie. It does stuff for the MCU. It pushes the plot forward. It has other MCU characters in it. He meets other MCU characters, which is good for future Avengers movies. But then it's also just a good Marvel movie. If you're just like someone who doesn't even care about the MCU and you're like, you know what, I kind of like Marvel. I just want to see like a fun movie. It's really good. This reminds me of what the MCU formula was intended to be. It's funny. The humor lands, but it's not forced and it doesn't take you out of the action. The action is really good. It stays true to the characters, and it pushes the plot forward. It does everything that an MCU movie should be. And I really think this movie is also a good movie for casual fans. If you're someone who doesn't even like superhero movies, I definitely think you can enjoy this movie. The only thing you have to be explained is the Ned and MJ spell from the last movie, even if you haven't seen it. But I think honestly, the last two movies, because casual fans know about Toby and Andrew, So I think having maybe starting from that movie and then going to this one is like a really good back to back. But overall, I'm just really happy with this movie. I think it's very, very high quality. This is what Marvel has to do, just make high quality movies like this. We can't have any more just mediocre sequels. There's this, there's Fantastic Four, there's Thunderbolts. They are now building momentum. They have Daredevil on Disney Plus. They have good animated stuff coming. So I think Marvel's in a really, really good spot. I'm super excited for Doomsday. I'm going to record my spoiler review now. So if you have seen the movie, I have a lot to talk about there. But again, go see this movie if you haven't seen it yet. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Thanks, guys, for watching. And as always,